Now we'll start discussing about the second section. Section B. As I said earlier that section B, which consists of 8 questions and the number starts from 11 to 18. Out of this you have choice and each question is going to carry 4 marks. Okay. So now the 11th SAQ. The question is, how does ascent of sap in tall trees occur? Ascent of sap in tall trees. So first of all, we must know what is ascent of sap. So what is ascent of sap? So the movement of or the absorption of water. Okay, we all know that water from the soil is absorbed by the root hairs. Water from the soil is absorbed by the root hairs and it is passed to the shoot tip or rather the stem tip. So the absorption of water by the root hairs and transportation of this water up to the stem tip or rather the shoot tip through the tracheiary elements. Through tracheiary elements is called as ascent of sap. See, the word here ascent comes from the word ascending order, where from small to big. Simply we can say ascending order is nothing but the small to big. So from here, from the less to high position, it will be going to. Sap is nothing but the fluid or the fluid material which is present within the cell, the sap. So ascent of sap, that is the water and minerals, not only the water but also the minerals. So water and minerals which are absorbed by the root hairs are translocated up to the stem tip or the shoot tip through tracheiary elements is called as ascent of sap. So that's what ascent of sap. And coming to that of ascent of sap in tall trees we are discussing over here. So anyhow, when water is available within the soil, then the root hairs automatically they absorb the water from the soil. Okay, they absorb the water from the soil and this water from the soil which is absorbed by the root hairs enter into the root cells. That's from the epidermis into the cortex, from the cortex into the xylem. And we all are aware that xylem is the main channel of conduction of water and minerals to the different parts of the plant body. When coming to that of the herbaceous plants, in case of the herbaceous plants, ascent of sap takes place. Ascent of sap is nothing but absorbing, sending it to the different parts of the plant through the tracheiary elements. So in this, ascent of sap is carried out through primary tracheiary elements. In case of herbaceous plants, herbaceous plants are nothing but the soft plants or which are even in the herb nature, wherein there is no secondary structure or the woody structure we can't find. When coming to that of the woody plants, they are carried out by the mature tracheiary elements. What is carried out or the conduction of water and minerals is through the tracheiary elements. Tracheiary elements, where they are present? Tracheiary elements of the sapwood, present in the sapwood. So in herbaceous plants, the conduction is carried out, or rather the ascent of sap is carried out through primary tracheiary elements, whereas in case of woody plants through the normal or the mature trachyary elements present in the sapwood. So here, so what is the, how do they ascend? Ascending, we are going on, I am going on telling ascending. What does it ascend, or what does ascend? Sap ascends. Okay, sap ascends. How does it ascend? Simply we can say here, transpiration, or the transpiration serves as an main driving force for the ascending of the sap from the root hair to the shoot tip through the trachyary elements. And what is this transpiration? Transpiration can be technically defined as what? How can the transpiration be technically defined as? Transpiration can be technically defined as the loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of the plant body, that is through leaves, that is from the leaves through the small pore like structures called as stomata, is called as transpiration. Once again I repeat, transpiration is loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of the plant body, that is the leaf, through the small pores called as stomata, is called as transpiration. And here this is the actual driving force for the ascent of sap we can discuss. So here the transpiration pull, or the transpiration which takes place, or behind the secret behind the transpiration is, what are the secret behind transpiration is? The cohesion, or the factors which affects, or which or the things which are going to promote this transpiration is cohesion, adhesion and transpiration pull. Cohesion, adhesion and transpiration pull. Okay, so this cohesion, adhesion, transpiration pull, these are all considered as, these are all the physical properties. Okay, so cohesion, adhesion, transpiration pull. Cohesion, adhesion and transpiration pull are the three physical properties. Okay, so coming over here, cohesion, adhesion and transpiration pull are the three physical properties, okay, which play an important role in the ascent of sap. Now coming to that of each of these physical properties. One of the physical property, or the first physical property, is cohesion. And cohesion, you all know the meaning of cohesion. It is the attraction between the two similar molecules. Here the mutual attraction between what? The mutual attraction of water molecules. The mutual attraction of water molecules. So cohesion is the first physical property wherein the cohesion is nothing but the mutual attraction or inter-attraction between the water molecules. So as there is attraction between the water molecules, they come together. When coming to that of adhesion, now it is the attraction, the same force, attractive force, but here the attraction between the water molecules and to that of the surface, of trachyary elements. Okay, So adhesion is the attraction between the water and surface of the trachyary elements. Water with that of the surface of the trachyary element. So cohesion and adhesion. Cohesion and adhesion together, they bring out the water in an continuous water column, that is which is providing or which provides this cohesive force as well as adhesive force. It provides the water to be continued in a continuous column against an tensile strength, you can say. Tensile strength. What is this tensile strength? High tensile strength. Tensile strength is that wherein both the water molecules or the water molecules coming together, water molecules in attraction to that of the surface of the tracheal elements, which helps in move the water in a continuous capillary columns without any breaks in between or without any distractions in between. So the water as a whole move or ascends up from the root to the stem tip through the trachyary elements, resisting itself against the tensile strength without having any interruptions or disruptions in between, in the form of a continuous capillary column. That is what you can say the cohesion and adhesion accounts for the movement of the water in an continuous capillary column as well as resisting itself against the tensile strength. Now coming to that of the third physical property. The third physical property here is the transpiration pull. As I have told you the definition of the transpiration pull. Here under this we must know that the transpiration pull, we must be aware of this SPAC. Okay, SPAC is soil, plant, atmosphere, continuum. It is a continuous cycle between the soil, plant and atmosphere. Soil, plant and atmosphere. Here the plant serves as an, or you can say as an living medium in between the soil and the atmosphere. So from when it comes to the plant, as the transpiration takes place through the aerial parts of the plant body, that is through the leaves, so it takes place basing upon the environmental conditions present surrounding the leaf or the leaf surface, or basing upon or we will be knowing that there are different factors actually to say humidity, temperature, wind, all these factors affect the rate of transpiration. So here from the leaf, as the water is lost from the leaf, water is lost in the form of vapor from the leaf. So what happens, this mainly percentage of water depends mainly upon the external factors as I have been telling you. So what happens here is that basing upon the surrounding atmospheric temperature, water is transpired from the leaf. Then there is a loss of water in the leaf. There is a loss of water in the leaf. So automatically a pressure is created. So this pressure is passed on down. Then the water into the stomata will be passed on. The water will be passed on into the stomata. So how they will be passed on into the stomata, we can say. Okay. So as the water is lost from the from the leaf in the form of vapor, that is called as transpiration due to the presence on the surrounding atmospheric conditions, what I am telling you. So what happens now? Water will be not there or will be lost in the guard cells. So water will be then moved from the other cells into the guard cells, and this pressure will be created to that of subsequently to that of the xylem cells. Up to the xylem cells. And this pressure of the xylem, as xylem is a continuous channel from that of the root to that of the stem tip. So naturally this serves, that means the transpiration pull serves as an driving force for the water to ascend up from the base, that is from the root hair to the stem tip through the tracheary elements with the help of both cohesive as well as adhesive forces. That's what we can discuss over here. Ascent of sap. That's how water actually ascends in tall trees. Now we'll start discussing the second SAQ, agricultural and horticultural applications of auxins. Agricultural and horticultural applications of auxins. Here, auxins are very much, or rather they are widely used. They are widely used in agricultural as well as horticultural practices. There, in the first case, we can say that they help in root initiation. Auxins, they promote the formation of roots on the stem cuttings. Root initiation, where does it do? On the stem cuttings. Root initiation on the stem cuttings. This technique of promoting, or rather initiating the formation of the roots on the stem cuttings can be implemented under tissue culture technique. And tissue culture is again one more big topic. Okay, tissue culture technique wherein the plants can be propagated easily, or which is used for the propagation, plant propagation method. Okay, so auxins, which are widely, or rather they are extensively used in both the agricultural as well as horticultural techniques. There, first of all, auxins, main thing, auxins play an important role in the initiation of the roots, or they promote the formation of the roots on the stem cuttings, which play an important role under tissue culture and help in the plant propagation. And one more point you can go with. Auxins also promote the formation of flowers, or they promote flowering. They promote flowering. Promote is nothing but they accelerate the mode of flowering. Example, one of the example we can go with is pineapple. Okay, so auxins, they promote flowering in plants like pineapple. As the flowering is promoted, automatically which increases the fruiting. The number of flowers, the number of fruits is equal to the, obviously it is equal to the number of the fruits. So automatically by application of the auxins, the number of flowers can be, or the flowering can be promoted earlier also by application of auxins in case of the plants like pineapple. Then coming to that of the next point, that is inducing parthenocarpy. Auxins induces parthenocarpy. Auxins induces parthenocarpy in case of the plants like tomato. What is parthenocarpy? Parthenocarpy is the production of fruits without fertilization. The production of the fruits without fertilization is called as parthenocarpy, and in general parthenocarpic fruits are seedless fruits, and these seedless fruits have more market value or rather commercial value, because in case of parthenocarpic fruits, if we say that even the seeds occupy the place of the seeds is occupied by the pulp, so automatically it acquires more commercial value. So by the application of the auxins, parthenocarpy can be induced in the plants like tomato. Actually, to say, by the application of the auxins, parthenocarpy was first induced in orchids. Parthenocarpy was first induced in orchids. Okay. Now coming to that of the next point of the application of the auxins. Auxins, they prevent the early leaf and fruit fall. They prevent early leaf and okay. So auxins prevent the early leaf and fruit fall. Early leaf and fruit fall is nothing but usually sometimes what happens due to different reasons, the fruits and the leaves, they fall at an immature stages itself. Okay, so without getting mature. So auxins help in prevention of this early leaf as well as fruit fall, whereas at the same time it promotes, auxins, they promote what you can say senescence, or rather they promote senescence, or rather not senescence exactly to speak, they promote the formation of abscission layer, in the leaves and fruits. In which type of leaves and fruits? In the mature leaves and fruits. Okay, so fourth point is that auxins, they prevent the early leaf and fruit fall, whereas they promote the formation of abscission layer. Abscission layer is nothing but the dead layer at the base of the mature leaves as well as fruits. That is the fourth point. Now coming to that of the next point, that is the fifth point. The fifth point is apical dominance. Auxins, apical dominance we are telling over here. So we know that there is an apical bud which is present at the tip of the stem. Okay, usually auxins are concentrated in the young actively growing parts, we can say. Okay, so due to the concentration of the more auxins, or rather we can say the auxins which are present in the stem tip, then in more activation stage, they help in the, what is that? They help in the vertical growth of the plant, and at the same time they suppress the growth of the lateral buds. They suppress the growth of the lateral buds. Due to the activeness of the auxins which are present in the apical bud, this apical bud helps in the growth of the plant in a vertical manner, by suppressing the growth of the lateral buds. But if at all apical bud is removed, if at all apical bud is removed, what happens? As decapitation. Apical bud is taken off. Then automatically we are removing the apical dominance. Automatically we are removing the auxins which are present in the apical bud. So there is no apical bud, then there is no presence of auxins, then there is no apical dominance. Automatically then what happens? The lateral buds which are present, or the auxins which are present in the lateral buds, they get activated and they help in the formation of the lateral branches, or rather they help in the formation of the number of lateral branches, or they help to increase in the area of the plant by increasing the number of the branches. That's what apical dominance. And this apical dominance, or this decapitation or removal of apical dominance technique is implemented in case of tea plantation. Is implemented in tea plantation as well as in case of hedge making. Tea plantation, we all know the tea plantation or the tea estates, okay, wherein continuously the tips of the tea are picked. The tips of the tea plant are picked. That is nothing but a set of 3 to 5 leaves are plucked. So that is nothing but indirectly or knowingly or unknowingly, this technique has been implemented since years. The main secret behind this is that they are removing the apical dominance so that we are activating directly or indirectly, we are activating the lateral buds, or we are activating the auxins which are present on the lateral buds. We are present in the lateral buds, so that which gives rise to the number of branches. Again these branches are going to give the stem tip. Again this is decapitated, then it gives more branches. So that's what the secret behind. Example for this removal of apical dominance is tea plantation and hedge making. Hedge making is the fence making, which consists of the plants. The plants are continuously cut. So what happens? If they are continuously cut, apical dominance is removed and we are activating the lateral buds, or the auxins present in the lateral buds. So as the lateral buds are activated, automatically lateral branches are produced. So they give a bushy appearance. They give out finally a bushy appearance. So this is what about the apical dominance. Now coming to that one more point. Sixth point, if you go with, auxins are widely used as herbicides. Auxins are widely used as herbicides. Herbicides, what is meant by herbicide? So herb is a small unwanted plant which we can also call it as an weed like, okay. So herb is a small unwanted plant. So auxins are widely used as herbicides. Example of herbicide is 2,4-D. The word 2,4-D refers to dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Okay. Now here herbicides, as we are discussing that auxins are widely used as herbicides. Herbicides example 2,4-D is the example, that is 2,4-dichloro, that is 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid is the example of widely used herbicide. So that's what the points regarding the agricultural as well as horticultural applications of auxins, as we have discussed that, which helps in root initiation, as in a brief root initiation, then as well as they are helpful in order to promote the flowering in case of pineapple. Okay, apical dominance is one more, which is this method is used in tea plantation and hedge making. And the another point is that it prevents early leaf and fruit fall, whereas it promotes the formation of abscission layer in the mature leaves as well as fruits. Okay, as well as another point is that which induces parthenocarpy. And by the application of the auxins, parthenocarpy was first induced in orchids. Later, in case of the other examples, just like that of tomato, we can go with. Okay. So what is this? And in clear, if you say that auxins, they are of natural auxins as well as natural auxins and synthetic or rather artificial auxins. Natural auxins or synthetic or rather artificial auxins. Natural auxins, one example we can go with, that is IAA. That is nothing but this auxin is naturally synthesized within the plant body. This is called as a natural auxin. Example is IAA, indole 3-acetic acid. What is IAA? It is indole 3-acetic acid. Okay, IAA, indole 3-acetic acid, is an example of naturally synthesizing auxin. Now coming to that of the examples of synthetic auxin. These are nothing but some of the chemicals, they behave just similar to that. Some of the chemicals, they behave similar to that of the auxins. So as they are not naturally synthesized and these chemicals, they just behave to that of the auxins, they are called as synthetic auxins or artificial auxins. What are the examples of it? IBA is one example, then NAA, 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T are the examples of artificial or rather synthetic auxins. As I have said earlier that natural auxins are naturally synthesized within the plant body. That is, example is indole 3-acetic acid. As some of the chemicals, they behave similarly to that of the auxins, they are called as synthetic or artificial auxins. Examples are IBA, NAA, 2,4-D and 2,4,5-T. What are the full forms of this, or rather the abbreviations of this? IBA is indole butyric acid. IBA is indole butyric acid, whereas NAA is naphthalene acetic acid is NAA. And 2,4-D, as we have already discussed, that 2,4-D is nothing but dichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Okay, then 2,4,5-T. What is this 2,4,5-T? It is trichlorophenoxyacetic acid. Trichlorophenoxyacetic acid. So these are the examples, that is IBA, NAA, 2,4-D, 2,4,5-T of artificial auxins. Naphthalene acetic acid, NAA, indole butyric acid, IBA, 2,4-dichlorophenoxyacetic acid, that is 2,4-D, 2,4,5-trichlorophenoxyacetic acid, that is 2,4,5-T. So this is what we have come to the end of discussing both the agricultural as well as horticultural aspects or agricultural horticultural applications of auxins. So that's we have finished discussing about second question.